Listen to me very carefully. There's 3 ways of doing things around here. The right way, the wrong way, and the way that I do it. You understand?
That's right. We watched Casino this week on The Movie Gap, the podcast that has you scream.
How have you not seen that? 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 Little darling, how have you not seen this?
Welcome back to The Movie Gap, or welcome to this week's episode of The Movie Gap, I should say. I am your host, Chase Austin, and as always, the highly offensive, angry little man to my right. I do it every week. It doesn't change. Bryce Perkins.
Ace time, hold a dime, baby, let's go. Stroh's back in action. What's up, all you haters?
Oh, Ed. We have a special guest this week. As obviously, it's our resident Scorsese-phile, Ed Ball.
Hi, guys.
How you been, Ed?
Good, man. Same old. Watching movies and killing boobies. That's what
You could have said fill in boobies. You could have said fill in boobies.
Not killing boobies.
Oh, okay.
Killing
All right.
boobies.
Okay. I gave you the chance. I gave you the fucking chance.
I said what I said.
I gave you the chance. Okay. I guess they do it a little bit weird over in England. I don't know. I don't know what you do over there across the pond. Okay. I don't know what you do. Okay.
Yeah. So, Ed, what time is it over there?
Shit. Yeah. What time is it in fucking England, dude? In London town.
It's about 10 o'clock.
In the morning? In the PM? Well, thanks for joining us so late.
Oh yeah, it would be, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
No,
6
he
hours
is-
ahead.
he's
Not
there.
even joking. Oh
He's
yeah.
there.
Oh, that's right. You're looking at a clock in London town.
all
Yeah,
of their
if you're
all of their
familiar.
clocks there are old because they have a lot of history.
Yes, that's right.
Right, Ed?
Yeah.
Well,
Everything
wait,
has a bit of history here.
would you be in London town or would you be in Hampton town?
I'd be in the Shire, the Hampshire.
The Hampshire, Southampton, right? Go.
Yeah.
What are they? Go Saints. Right.
See, like, just agreeing with you also feels like enabling you to carry on with this.
But that is right, though, right?
Yes, it's accurate, but no, you're wrong.
It is also enabling. But guess what? Disagreeing with him enables him just as much.
That's true.
I
There's
know.
And
no
honestly, you know this by now, Ed, but for the people that don't understand this, Ed and I have a long history. I do it out of love. It's a love thing, and as much shit I talk about England and whatever, am actually an Anglophile, and anybody knows me would know that I love all things England and shit. I'm a massive fan of British shit. Okay, so you're fucking welcome, okay, dude?
Well, Ed and I
Thank you.
are cinephiles.
And
Yes, the very best kind.
cinephiles.
Fucking Bryce!
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's nice to see you, Ed. Glad that
Likewise,
you could
guys. Thank you.
join us. I know that as soon as we decided to do this movie, I texted you and I was like, "We got to get you on this episode." So
I'm glad you did.
Yeah. And now, before we get to Bryce, what is your connection with this movie, Ed?
So this one, oddly enough, I had seen bits and pieces of before I ever got around to seeing Goodfellas. I had my sister, my oldest sister, she had the video of Casino, and in England we have a rating system where it's like instead of PG-13 and then R, we have 12, 15, and 18.
Yeah.
and
Okay.
Casino was 18, so that was like a real no. Like I was not allowed to watch it, but my sister would watch it, so I'd get clips of it here and there. So anyway, I didn't really get around to seeing it in its entirety until I was like living over here, and I appreciated who Martin Scorsese was. And it was like shortly after The Departed, and Scorsese was like a big deal to me then. Like The Departed was a real send off for me. And
so you saw this after The Departed? After you saw The Departed?
Yeah, like Casino was one of the older ones that I got around to.
Okay.
After The Departed, but by then I had also seen Goodfellas, because Goodfellas is the must see, and then I had seen Gangs of New York before this movie. In fact,
that's nobody's must see. It's fine. I like it.
No, Ed loves it.
I do love Gangs of New York. I think it's a great movie, and I think it's one of those movies that gets better every time you see it.
Yeah, except for that weird music in that first scene. The anachronistic music,
really,
and it never gets revisited.
Giant miss
it's just weird
on that one.
But anyway, so what?
Man.
What?
Yes, it would have been way better.
What is Goodfellas rated in the UK?
That's probably an 18 too, honestly.
Okay. Yeah, because I mean they're both pretty violent and they both cuss a lot. I know that this had the record for most F-bombs, most fucks in a movie.
And there's a lot more drug use in this one.
Okay, yeah. There's not really that much drug use in. Well, no,
and a little bit. There's more aggressive sex. Maybe it's not graphic at all, but it's creepy.
Well, and then and the head in the vice. That's pretty violent.
Yeah, that was a big deal, right? Like back in the day.
I mean, this one, this movie is much more violent than Goodfellas. I would say so. All right. Well, again, thanks for joining us, Ed. And I apologize that you can't hear the sound effects that Bryce has been doing. But hey, look forward to it when you listen to the episode.
Yeah, great. I can't wait.
I only did it once, but just know this, Ed, for the remainder of the recording of this episode, at any time while you're talking, I could be making any number of fucking noises, and you will never know it until you listen to the episode.
Bryce has discovered
that in mind.
His own soundboard, and we are all at his mercy.
Come on, Chaz. You know you're feeling this shit, dude.
Yeah, it is fucking Bryce moments.
All right. Now to get to you. Bryce. How you doing, man?
I'm fucking great. I'm fulfilling my own destiny of strength. I'm on my own. I cut myself free. I don't need the Jehovah's Witness protection program any longer.
Uh-huh.
I am my own man. I am on a journey to become my own God. And people will follow me instead of me following something else, some idea. I'm the idea. All right? So they found out I killed the leader of their cult. Well, allegedly killed.
Allegedly.
He's dead.
Yeah.
He's definitely dead now. And they kicked me out hard. They kicked me out so hard, dude. Like real fast. I woke up in the middle of the night with one of them. Well, two of them were holding me down, and one of them had their own needle. And he's like, "Time for a taste of your own medicine, sick boy," like that. He said that, like, "Okay, weirdo." I never said it. I didn't say anything when I injected coffee to help these people into their veins. I just said, I didn't say anything. I just did it. I was just helping them, but he's trying to like he was like making it was weird, dude. So I was like, "You guys are weirdos. I'm out." And they were like, "We didn't."
And then they just left. Guys,
no,
I'm out.
I had to fight my way out of there. They really wanted to hurt me, which I just don't see any basis for. And they can look forward to getting a couple of calls from my lawyers, but beyond that, I'm my own man.
Well, that's good.
And so, if you would like to join me on my quest, or Ed, or any of you would have liked to join me and join my cult. Now, it's not a cult, but it's like my new thing. It's my new spiritual sanction, my spiritual quest journey. If you want to join me, as your leader to help you find spiritual peace, please do.
Well, it sounds like you had a big week. So,
Thank you.
let's get into this movie here. Bryce,
Yes,
you had never seen this movie before.
that's correct.
All right. What we all know through the Movie Gap canon that Scorsese is one of the directors that you actually enjoy, and you've seen most of his films, or a lot of them.
That is correct.
Him and Kubrick, really.
Yep.
So what was it that you knew about this movie before you saw it, and why did it take you so long to see it?
I knew that like Pesci and De Niro and all them were in it. I didn't necessarily know. Well, I guess I mean, at the time, I didn't really know it was Scorsese or anything. I knew before I started watching it, of course, now. But yeah, I mean, I really didn't know anything else besides that. Besides Joe Pesci was in it. It was from the mid-'90s. And it was Goodfellas-esque. That's about all I knew. And I hadn't seen it because parents, I had them, you know?
Yeah.
So they wouldn't let me.
And you've been living on your own for, what, 20 years almost now?
Oh, yeah. They still
guess
wouldn't
12
let
years,
me.
whatever.
They said I had to be 32 years old.
to see this movie.
Yeah, before I was mature enough to watch this movie. And they were right.
So in the Perkins home, this one was rated a 32.
Yes.
Okay.
It was an NC 32.
There's no NC over.
Oh.
It's just 18.
It's just the number?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Were you not
wild.
listeing when he was talking?
I was doing sounds
He
on
was
my
giggling.
soundboard.
That's right.
I recall you were just giggling the whole way.
It's because he made a fart sound while you started talking.
Oh man,
Yeah.
It was genius, dude. It was,
This is gonna
dude.
be
I wish you
bad.
could have heard it because you would have laughed so hard. It was so fucking good, dude.
I would have shut up. I heard that one.
Yeah. You can hear mine. You,
You
just
can
can't
hear
hear
his.
his.
Oh, that's bullshit.
I know. All right. Well, let's get this kicked off here, guys. Who wants to take the lead on talking about this film? I would suggest Bryce. Let's get into it.
Well, Bryce, you haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. So. Okay. Actually, another thing that I knew about it before I started watching it, or before I saw it, was something that you had kind of cued me off to,
Yeah.
or clued me off to, I should say. And that is that it was okay. What I had heard from you, Chase, was that it was all monologue. So one of my first notes was that that's not exactly accurate.
Well, I think I described it wrong.
Fucking
yeah.
liar, dude.
My
A
thought.
lot of
and it-
voiceover.
Yeah, it's almost all voiceover. Like there's
Oh
scenes
yeah,
in
voiceover,
it.
not monologue.
Yeah,
Voiceover.
There's scenes in it. Like obviously, it's got scenes just like any other movie, but like every scene has voiceover in it, setting it up in the middle of the scene, which they do a lot in Goodfellas. I feel like they do it more in this movie.
It's way more in this movie.
yeah, and
It's so much so that I think it took like 20 minutes before there was actually a
Yeah.
scene of like actual dialogue.
Yeah, and that's what I always think about. And then, like, you know, as I watch it, like especially this time, I realized, oh, there are scenes that aren't just always being talked over,
Right.
but for the most part, they are.
Yeah. It's like 75% of the movie.
Yeah.
Is. But I was kind of looking forward to seeing how he pulls off all voiceover, and it wasn't exactly accurate. So I was a little bit disappointed, but not, to the point to where I thought it was a bad movie or anything.
Well, and you know, voiceover can. I find that voiceover a lot of times is a sort of a cop out in screenwriting.
A lot of people feel that way.
Yeah, and
Because it
but,
kind of is.
but it serves a great purpose in this movie and in Goodfellas because it's more of a, we're seeing what's happening. We're seeing the story, but we're hearing the perspective of the characters, And I think that really is driven home in this one, especially because we get it from, so many different voiceovers. It's not just
and-
one. And I know in Goodfellas it does that too.
Well, and if you're using it if you're using it with intent, as the vehicle that it's
Yeah.
meant to be, with the intent of it moving the story in the way that it's supposed to be used, then it's really not as much of a cop out as, say, like in Jerry Maguire, where there was
just,
randomly a
it's just
voiceover
thrown in there to basically be exposition.
Exactly, and that's how a lot of screenwriters do use it, which does make it seem like shit. But I don't feel like it was cop out at all in this movie.
Yeah, I really also like how it changes the subject of the voiceover, like in the middle of a sentence almost. Like it does it a couple of times where like
right. Where Pesci would take over after De Niro's done it. Yeah.
It's like they were playing the movie, which is I'm pretty sure how they went down with this. But it's like they were doing the DVD commentary on the movie.
Yeah.
But more about the story as it was playing, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, even though the characters are dead or whatever, they're like reflecting back on this.
Which is interesting. Have you watched the Blu-ray commentary?
I haven't, actually.
Yeah. It is done in that way. Like, it's very much, it's like Michelle Pfeiffer and Scorsese. I mean, yeah, not Michelle Pfeiffer. I get them confused. But yeah, no, Sharon Stone, Scorsese, and Nicholas Pileggi, the guy who wrote the book and with the screenwriting. It's those three, and you can tell like they're not in the same room. They just all were watching the movie and doing their own commentaries, and it gets edited in the way, just kind of like this real.
Oh, neat!
And that's the same style of the narration is in this. So, yeah. So,
I was gonna say, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so it was a book.
Yeah. So
based on a true story.
Yeah. So he made Goodfellas, which was based on a book, Wise Guys. By
the same person.
Yes. After Nicholas Pileggi, is that how you say his name?
Sure.
Ed. There you go. He wrote Wise Guys. So he wrote Wise Guys. They made the movie, and then he decided he wanted to do one about the Vegas and the gangster influence in Vegas. He found the character. So this is all more or less a true story based on these people telling them, and so that he could write this book. However, the names are changed. The Tangiers is a fictional casino. The real casino that this story is about was the Stardust.
Oh,
yeah. But
I remember that casino.
Yeah, so he started writing the book. The Ace Rosen it's Rosenstein in this movie. What is it? Rothstein is actually Frank Lefty Rosenthal. That's the real guy, and that's who the book is about. And when Nicholas Pileggi talked to the guy to be like, I want to write this book about you, he said no. And he goes, well, they already optioned it to be a movie that Scorsese's directing.
And he was like, yes.
He immediately was like, yeah, I want to do it.
Yes, please.
Yeah. And he didn't even finish the book before they started filming.
He was like, yeah.
A little bit, yeah. That's the cash register sound, in case you
don't have to explain it to Ed. He'll fucking hear it later.
But yeah,
Ed, just assume it's always a fart noise, please.
So either that, or I hope some casino sound, like cha-ching or something.
It is a cha-ching.
Yeah.
It's technically, yeah.
So, so they approved it. So yeah, the book actually came out right after they started filming, and they didn't have like a completed screenplay until they were already filming as well. And there's a lot of improvised stuff. Basically anything that De Niro and Pesci say together is improvised. Like
I got that feeling.
Yeah,
I did, especially during that argument scene.
Yeah, it's very
that one argument.
It's very Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yeah.
Before its time, it was Martin Scorsese would say, "Okay, here's where y'all start. This is what needs to happen in this scene.
Yeah,
go." And then
I got that feeling. It had a real natural feel to it, like a real riffy feel to it too.
I mean, a lot, back then, I feel like earlier in his career, Robert De Niro was all about improvising and stuff in his scenes and doing dialogue. He tries to do it these days. It doesn't come across as good.
Well, he's just not. He's not as quick. He's much older.
Did he come up with "I got nipples, Greg"? Can you milk me? I got nipples. That needs to be soundbite. I got nipples.
Yeah, I mean, hey, he's a smart guy. He probably did come up with that.
Well, wait, did he come up with? Am I missing a piece of my new movie knowledge here? Did he, or like cinema history knowledge? Did he come up with "You Talking to Me"? Did he come up with that?
Yeah,
That was improvised.
yeah.
Oh,
That whole-
dude.
That whole scene.
That whole bit.
Oh,
yeah,
I feel like I knew that, but it's good to know for sure.
To re-know it.
Yeah, to re-know it. Yeah, to renew it.
but
but-
yeah, like De Niro is well known for his improvisation.
Shit.
Yeah, he because it's the same school of acting that Brando used.
Yeah, right.
So
right.
Yeah,
And
He
Brando
just-
improvised a lot
He just
too.
took it more seriously for longer.
but
De
in
Niro,
this,
I mean,
and this was
kind of gave up.
Pesci and De Niro had worked together. Well, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4 times before this, and another 2 times after this. But do you know the movies that they did before this?
Goodfellas.
Yes.
Wait, let me guess. Don't say anything, Ed. Let me guess.
I'm trying to think myself.
Oh, Goodfellas for sure.
I got 2.
Casino.
Well, this is Casino. There's
So
a big
that's
Scorsese one
2.
that's in there.
Oh, well, he wasn't in Taxi Driver, was
He
he?
was not in Taxi Driver.
Oh,
No,
oh, wait, King of Comedy?
No.
No, he wasn't in that.
what's the other big '80s one?
Do you? Oh, you know this one already?
Yeah.
Ed?
Yeah,
Yeah, he knows this
Big
one.
'80s one.
It's like often
to be
I would
fair,
know it.
it's often
I
said
would
it's
know
like
this
the
movie.
greatest movie of all time that's not Citizen Kane.
I would know this movie.
Yes.
It's a movie that won De Niro his Best Actor Oscar.
Mm-hmm.
That's Godfather Part 2.
No.
He didn't win the Oscar
No,
for that?
that was best supporting.
Oh.
Sorry.
Oh.
If you want to
This
get
is
into
lead.
specifics.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Why can I not think it? I give up.
Yeah. Raging Bull.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pesci was in that.
Yeah.
That's right.
And then Ed, do you want to take a stab on the other 2?
I'm honestly blanking.
One was
So-
in 93 and one was in 84, if that helps.
93. So that's got to be. Was Joe Pesci in A Bronx Tale?
Yes, that's it.
Oh, was he?
Bronx
Yeah, A Bronx Tale. And then
Never even heard of that.
the one from 84 is Once Upon a Time in America.
Never even heard of that either.
And then
Oh, yeah.
obviously 2019 they did Irishman, and then the other one was a movie that is a real slog, the Good Shepherd. I don't know if anybody has seen that. Have you seen that one, Ed?
I did. I saw that in theaters, actually.
Yeah, I was working at the movie theater when that came out, and I was like, ooh, I'm glad I didn't
was
pay for
super
this.
excited for that movie, actually.
Yeah,
It
was fine, but
I think with everybody involved, you've kind of hoped it would be a lot better than it was.
yeah,
But it just kind of fell flat. It had its moments, but it wasn't great. You know, it's pretty forgettable. And very long. I remember it being really long.
It was one, I was working projection when that came out, and it was one that almost didn't fit on the big platter. Like, it was basically like falling off of the platter. So if it was any longer, we would have had to have like it go through 2 platters to show the whole movie.
Wow.
Yeah. It's a very long movie. All right, but so is this movie. So let's get started.
So is this movie, I was going to say.
So after
This one's the second longest of his movies
I
after
think
Irishman.
yeah, because Irishman was 3.5, and this one's like right at 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think it's like Gangs of New York or something.
Right.
Wolf of Wall Street is also
Wolf
right.
of Wall Street. Yeah, that's
I
going to be
haven't
third,
seen
actually.
that one yet. We do need to do that one soon.
Which
this
one?
Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh, man, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Wolf of Wall Street is the one that took the actually, Son of Sam had the same amount of fucks in it as this movie, but Son of Sam is not 2 hours and 58 minutes, so it has
like
more
a
fucks
per
per minute
basis or whatever.
But then Wolf of Wall Street, which is like 3 hours and 18 minutes or something like that, has over 600 or close to 600 fucks.
How many fucks does this movie have?
400. Let me get it. It is 435.
Is it bad that I didn't even notice?
I thought the same thing. I was like, wow.
That's a Scorsese movie. He
Yeah.
writes it so eloquently.
Yeah.
Well, it's also Joe Pesci. Like,
Yeah.
you know, even in Home Alone, you're like, I swear he said fuck like 80 times.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
It's like, you fucking motherfucker, you
Yeah.
fuck. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it just kind of comes out so rapidly you don't even realize it's just part of the lingo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. I think this also might have set the record for Scorsese personally for most movies that he's used just a shot away in. Whether it's the original or by a cover. But he can't...
He loves the Rolling Stones.
It's one thing to use the Rolling Stones in every movie that you do, which he does. It's another thing to use that song so many fucking times, dude. He's like, twice is too many. Twice is too many, and he's done it like 4 times probably.
It's a great song.
It's a good song, but Jesus Christ.
What about that cover?
Oh, it's called "Give Me Shelter."
Yeah,
right?
Give Me Shelter.
Yeah.
What about that cover of Satisfaction that's in this one?
Yeah, the Devo cover.
When it came on, I was like,
it's a good cover. I think it's a
yeah. And at first, I was like, this is a weird thing. Why did the Stones cover their own song?
No.
It sounded like at first I thought that was.
I believe it's Devo.
Yeah, I thought it was. I thought it was Mick Jagger. It almost sounds.
Oh no,
like
it was Steve-O. It's actually Steve-O covered
from Jackass.
From Jackass?
From Jackass, yeah, covered that.
And he's just doing so good these days. Good for him.
He is though. Actually, he's off the druggies.
Yeah, he's doing a lot better.
Yeah.
It's weird. We're in that world of like post-traumatic jackass actors.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Just like everybody grew up.
We're getting the tell-alls from all the jackass people now. That's how old we are.
Well, yeah, the ones that didn't die. So.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah. Bam is hopefully on a better path.
He's trying. I know
he's trying. Yeah,
he keeps coming.
He was
off
in a bad place for a while.
Yeah. He's the whatever. I don't know. I love all those guys, so I wish all of them the best, of course. Scorsese just can't fucking help himself with the fucking Stones in his fucking movies. Dude.
But man, the
Beatles are a far superior band. I mean, I just don't understand. Oh, it's because that's the thing. He can afford the Stones. The licensing fees for the Stones. The Beatles is a little too rich for his blood, I think, is what it was.
Is that supposed to be a brag?
Yeah, it is.
As though like you own the licensing to the Beatles or something.
Yeah. It is a brag, okay? Because it just shows that they're the far more popular band, therefore their fucking licensing fees cost that much more.
I don't know if you know this. You are not in the Beatles.
I'm in the Beatles.
You are not one of the
Beatles. Okay,
you are not the fifth.
I have
Beatle.
to defend the honor of the band that I started.
You're not Stu Clifton.
Stu
Sutcliffe.
Scorsese could probably get any music rights he wanted, but he still chooses to get the Rolling Stones. I think that just says how bad the Beatles are.
It makes for it's a shame because it's a black eye on an otherwise perfect movie. Like if you would have had Happiness is a Warm Gun in there instead.
But here's the thing. Would
have been way better.
Both the Beatles and the Rolling Stones are from a far inferior country, and that's why the real greatest rock band that should be covered, that should have their music in every film, is Aerosmith. That's America's rock band.
And you know what? In the 90s, they did have their songs in almost every fucking movie. They were everywhere in the fucking 90s, dude.
Their first number one hit came 20 years after they stopped recording.
Did you hear "Dude Looks Like a Lady" in a movie? you guys know what I'm talking about.
And yet, not in Tootsie.
Yeah, well, it wasn't written yet. But, yeah. Remember, I don't want to miss a thing. I mean, come on. Aerosmith was everywhere in the fucking 90s.
That's their only number one hit is I Don't Want to Miss a Thing. And it was like 12 years after their last album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were fucking, you could not escape Aerosmith in the 90s. It was ridiculous. 90s kids that had parents that listened to rock music and watched movies know what I'm talking about. 90s white boys know what I'm talking about. I assume.
So anyway, I was watching this with my wife. My wife is a huge fan of Scorsese. Like just since I've been with her, I've probably seen The Aviator 15, 30 times, somewhere in there. In fact, we watched The Aviator on our wedding night, and
Yes.
we watched Goodfellas on the night after our wedding night, because we were at a little bed and breakfast out in Galveston waiting to go on our cruise, and they had a basket of DVDs, and they were in there. So Goodfellas and Aviator are definitely like her top movies of all time. But Casino's up there, right? And she always talks about Casino, but it's just one that she doesn't watch as much. We started watching it last night, and De Niro blows up at the very beginning, and she goes, "Man, I forgot that they kill him at the very beginning." And I just look at her and I'm like, "I'm going to let this go. I'm going to see what happens."
Yeah, that would have been a perfect opportunity for a Beatles song when he's blowing up and floating in midair amongst all the casino chips and stuff.
Yeah. Could have played
Taxman.
She Loves You.
Could have played
I Am the Walrus.
I'm the Walrus, yeah. No,
I'm
yeah.
the tax man.
Lucy in the Sky with
He just
diamonds
blows away.
as he's flying. Yeah.
Because it's about money.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
hey, yeah.
Could have played Lucy in the Sky with diamonds as he's flying away. And anyway, whatever.
I hope you are starting to realize just how much that wouldn't work, Bryce.
Yeah,
Listen. I don't even like the Beatles. I'm an objective observer. Just
Man,
stating
you can't say
facts.
that after me knowing you all this time and battering me with Beatles and Rolling Stones.
Yeah, actually, that's just an old back and forth between Ed and I. It's some good old, it's classic good times, Ed. Right, good times.
Right, yeah.
Right.
When you die, Bryce, I'm going to play the Rolling Stones for you, bro.
Thank you, buddy.
Give me shelter. That will
feel
be
that.
the
Yeah,
one.
give me shelter. Yeah. Especially
yeah.
if I get shot. Play that at the open casket viewing. Well, that got dark. Much like this movie.
Like the adding of the open casket at your being shot is definitely.
Yeah. That would be a Scorsese move, though, wouldn't it? And speaking of that, I don't know. So Ed, there's a little backstory. I forgot my fucking notes at home. Doi.
What's new?
I'm a doofus. Yeah. What's new? So, there's so many fucking things I thought. Oh, dude, one of my notes was De Niro's suits.
Okay,
Boy,
and I have a note about
was
that.
Fire.
I have the
Hot
budget.
fire.
I have the budget of costuming for this movie.
Was it 25,000 for the 3 suits?
No.
Oh,
Okay.
man. Way low.
It was okay. Do you know the budget, Ed?
What for the
I
suit?
do,
Oh, for
but
the
only
costuming.
because-
Yeah. All right.
only
Well, so
because I'm sure we've seen the same fact.
yeah. So yeah, I'm sure we did. So why don't you give a guess at the budget
Okay.
for the costuming, and I will tell you that what's his name? So De Niro had I have the numbers in here somewhere. De Niro had 70 different costumes, and Sharon Stone had 40. Okay, so just those two alone. So what do you think the budget was for costuming alone for this movie?
All right. Well, I'm going to give it a guess based on how much you guys are playing it up. So I'm going to shoot high.
Okay.
Keeping in mind that it's the 90s still.
Yeah, it's 1995.
Okay, well now you guys are
But
trying
it's
to say,
also
okay.
they're also getting 70s clothing.
Right. I'm going to shoot high. 1,025,000.
1 million is correct.
Whoa!
Yeah. $1 million, and then they got to keep it. They got to keep their
Wow.
clothes for the most part. Yeah,
Shit.
yeah.
Well,
But, yeah,
It
De
was
Niro
worth
looks
it.
great.
It was
And
worth it because those suits are fucking
really
hot
wanna
fire.
know- I really want to know for what situations following the movie did they wear those clothes?
yeah.
Does it
The
the kind of shit
Oscars.
that Robert De Niro wore in that movie? I would love to see him walking down the
Just
street.
that
in
fucking
stuff.
orange
That
blazer.
orange one, hell yeah. Dude, I had a
man.
dream last night about him wearing that suit, I feel like. I feel like I saw him walking down the street and he was putting the jacket on, that peachy orange one, and everything matched, and it was fucking like silk
Oh,
or
yeah,
whatever,
yeah.
and the jacket wasn't, but the shirt and the tie, it was fucking, dude, it's so hot fire, dude. Hot fucking fire. when I get the money, I'm never not dressing like De Niro in this movie.
Well, and then the fucking sunglasses that he wore in the desert
in
scene
the desert.
with that close-up shot.
That was so 70. That was great.
Yeah, but he picked those out himself.
And then Scorsese was like, I can get a great shot off of those things. Okay, Robbie. All right, just stand real still for me,
They're also
okay?
just slightly smaller than Scorsese's regular frames.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah, exactly.
But I was like, Bryce needs to get a pair of those sunglasses.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I'm all about that 70s, 80s swag, that Robert De Niro, Ace Rothstein swag. I'm all about it, dude.
And
That's
I
how I'm
loved
dressed for the rest of my fucking life.
I loved Joe Bob Briggs' outfit, all the little country things.
Who was that? Oh, the guy, the commissioner, the county commissioner guy.
his
the
cousin,
dumbass.
Yeah, the dumbass. But that guy his name is John Bloom. He's a writer, and he used to write for Texas Monthly. But he famously is a character named Joe Bob Briggs, and he does Joe Bob Briggs' drive-in show, like back on TNT. And also did like a show called Monster Vision. Basically, it was movies like The Predator and stuff like that. Yeah, and he wears like a country stuff. They would talk about how many times they say the F word, how many people get killed in a movie, all that kind of stuff, and what would get cut out for TV. But
so he's a guy.
That's how I
the Larry the Cable.
So I knew him real well, and I didn't I didn't remember him until watching it this last time. I was like, holy shit, that's Joe Bob Briggs.
So he was for your demographic.
Yeah. That's where I watched like all of those R-rated horror films when I was a kid. They were on TNT. They're edited.
Oh,
but when I saw him, I was like, oh shit.
So he was like a male Elvira. He was a male Elvira.
Yeah, more or less. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. But anyway, those Who's for Hot Fire. How about Joe Pesci in this movie, guys? What do you think?
I don't know why I noticed it more this time watching it. And I guess I've always just wondered, comparing it to other movies, I feel like Joe Pesci got like a facelift at some point.
It looked a little interesting, didn't it? His eyes looked a little pulled back.
And I feel like you could see little things, and maybe he was like, they did makeup to
they did. Bit. I know that they did
and it might just be purely that. I don't know.
Well, and they gave him
look at him now. He doesn't look like he ever had a facelift.
No, but he did. They made him look more like the real guy because he already looked so much like him.
Oh wow!
And then they put him in the clothes. They gave him the hair, like that little character skunk gray bit and everything like that. And so in this movie, they cast a lot of real dealers and stuff like that to play the dealers and everything in the show. And then they also hired a bunch of people who were around at that time to like help them, recreate authenticity and, people that would know the story of these people and everything like that. And there was a lot of pit bosses from back in that day that when Joe Pesci came on to set, they like fucking freaked out because he looked just like that guy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So,
what was the accent that he was doing specifically? Because there was a little bit of a different flair to the New Jersey accent that he was doing, where he would like his R's had like a hard edge to him. He was like, these fuckers, like he would say like, what's going on with these fuckers, like that.
I guess
he'd be like, Did you notice that? Was I the only one that I made a note about it? I was like, "What the fuck is up with Pesci?" Like from the very beginning, he had this like a
Pesciism.
I don't know, but it was different. There was something like he was trying to go for something different on this one or something. Like he was doing his best to separate himself from his character in Goodfellas since they were so similar.
Yeah, I mean they're the same character.
But he's like, "What's going on with these weird?" He would like say it like that. He's like, ever since I went to Vegas, he would like put R's in there and shit. He's like, we get ourselves a pizza, and then it was like, I don't know. Y'all didn't notice that shit?
I mean,
maybe my ear is like a little more. Maybe I have a little bit of a better ear than you guys or something. Maybe I can pick up subtle things better with my ears than you guys can. But I certainly did notice it. But you didn't. That's interesting.
No, it just sounded like
his face stood out to me. Yeah. That's it.
Wow.
But
it's all about the looks for you, huh, Ed?
Well, he's definitely more tan. I felt like he was more tan.
Well, they had some fake bronzer on him for sure. Or as he would say, they put some fake bronzer on me. Like he had this weird. You didn't know?
De Niro
I didn't.
too,
I didn't see
Wow.
it.
Yeah.
did not
And then
hear it.
how did we feel De Niro did in this movie? I feel like there were some scenes where, like, sure, for the most part, was he playing the same character he always does? Kind of. But there were some scenes where he had some real nice touches of.
Well, this one, I feel like you get to see a lot more of his.
Calmer side, his person, his emotional
Yeah,
side.
he's not as much of a hothead
Yeah.
as he is in other ones, but he's also like he is deeply in love
Yeah.
with,
yeah, there's definitely a sweet side to him.
with Ginger, and it's
Fall
just
in love.
yeah, and like
Yeah.
she's not. She tells him
At
from
all.
the very beginning.
And no
she goes, I
matter
don't,
what he can give her,
I don't love you.
she doesn't have the thing that she really wants
No.
that's really going to fulfill her. And nobody really did because she died, a drug addict.
Yeah.
And she died.
Well,
from
James Woods,
Well, he didn't.
Woods.
He didn't
That's
love
his
her.
fucking
Yeah.
name. Okay,
God, he's so fucking
man,
good in this
he's
movie.
good, dude.
I love James Woods
God.
in
He,
this movie.
He's
him,
great.
Him and that little girl
He's always
are the
great.
best actors in this movie.
Yeah, the way
scene
they
where
played
she's-
with each other.
Well, and that scene where she's on the
Or off each
payphone
other.
or whatever, and you just see them like on the other side
Yeah,
of the gas
yeah,
pump
like,
and the thing,
shut up.
and like the little girl keeps like poking at him, and he keeps turning around. And he's like, "I'm gonna get." Like, just-
Yeah.
Oh man, it was
Yeah.
making me laugh
Keeps giving her the
so
shut up,
fucking
shut up.
hard. I mean, I know that a lot of people are angry at James Woods these days for all sorts of different things, but
Wait, what
God,
are people
he's
angry at
good.
James Woods for?
He's very
one of the-
right wing.
He's a pedo?
He's right wing.
Is he a Pizzagate guy?
No, but he does date younger women,
Well, yeah.
but he's also, I mean, he dates significantly
new
younger
for him.
women.
Oh,
I mean, he's
boy.
That's not
most
new for
everybody's younger than
celebrities.
him. He's very old now, but he's dating like 20-year-olds, and he's
Oh, boy.
60. It's pretty gross.
So he's doing like what he did in this movie. He's being his character.
Well, I don't think he's a pimp in real life.
But he's not
I mean, he
caught in the
might be.
pedo ring or whatever, right? The
Who knows?
conspiracy ring.
Everybody is.
Yeah.
Everybody's
Jesus
going
Christ,
down.
everything is like nothing is sacred.
Nope.
The world's on fire.
And now we're going to hear about aliens.
Yeah,
So, who
that's
knows?
cool. Get the pedos out of here. Bring the aliens in.
Unless the
fine
aliens
with that.
are the pedos.
Then we're
Yeah, they
fucked.
never sodomized anybody. Them aliens.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, no. So James Woods,
sad.
he also improvised most of his dialogue in
Yeah.
this movie. There's just
And
a
But
lot.
James Woods is a Trump supporter. That fucking
I mean,
sucks.
he's all over Twitter. He just gets in fights with everybody. So
that's what I say to him.
He's trolling.
Yeah.
I think the biggest standout for me in this movie is Sharon Stone.
yeah,
Okay, I was just
She's
about to segue
fantastic.
to that. I was gonna say, do you want to know what my question was gonna be before you said that? It's like we're thinking the same thing.
Who's your favorite?
No, I was gonna say, what do you guys think about Sharon Stone? And then you said that. Can you believe that? What are the fucking chances, dude?
Yeah. Well, it sounded like you were going through the characters. So
Yeah.
What are the chances, dude? What are the fucking chances?
I figured it was a safe bet.
Are you reading my mind?
Great.
Are you reading my mind, Ed?
yeah, and she she went through a pretty rough sort of audition process to a point because she kept getting booked to like audition, and like they wanted her, but for one reason or another, like Scorsese couldn't make it, and like it was 2 or 3 auditions that they went through that they had to cancel. So by the end of it, like by the 4th one or something, she was like, I can't. I'm just not going. And she went out with her friends, and Scorsese found out where she was and went and begged her to come in and audition.
Wow.
But you want to hear a list of people who were up for that role?
Sure.
Okay.
Wait, before you do that, this is officially our first film
With Sharon
starring
Stone.
Sharon Stone.
Is this
So
the
she
first?
has made it.
Is this the first movie that
She's
you've
in
seen
movie
her
gap
in?
canon. Actually, yeah, I,
I
think
was thinking
so.
that last night.
Was
when I
she
was
in
watching it.
Showgirls?
No.
Bryce, are you saying that you haven't seen Basic Instinct?
No,
That
he
is
has
right.
not.
That is correct. So we've
That's
actually
a
been
surprise.
talking about doing that one pretty soon. That's the one where she shows her vagina.
Her bush, her beeve.
She does the peekaboo leg cross maneuver.
Mm-hmm.
That's that one.
That's that one.
Can you hear me, Ed? Are you still there?
Yeah. I'm here.
Oh no,
Sorry.
he's
What?
looking up that scene and just he thought of it and was like, "Oh, I
gotta see
gotta
this.
find this."
I know. Sorry, I get lost in these the trivia. Sometimes it's stupid,
Oh,
but sorry.
that's cool. So
You were saying.
she does great, and then who else was up for it?
Okay, so Nicole Kidman, Melanie Griffith, Renee Russo, Cameron Diaz, Uma Thurman, and then Michelle Pfeiffer was up for it, and she did not want to do it because it was way too close to her character in Scarface, so she didn't want to do it. But
Interesting.
so a couple of other that really interesting ones. One was Madonna.
Ooh.
You know, because that was right in the time when she was doing the acting.
Might have been a little bit of a distraction
Yeah.
because of how much of a star she is, but she could have been good.
Here's the one that stands out the most and would have been really interesting, and apparently had an excellent audition. It was seriously considered, but you know, for a big budget, it just didn't go away.
Could make you believe
Tracy Lords.
Who the fuck is that?
She's a porn star. She's a famous porn star.
Oh, well, I was gonna say, did she make it believable that she wanted to suck Joe Pesci's dick?
I believe that would have been
apparently
fine.
she could have done that.
Yeah. She would have been fine at that.
Well, that's a shame. How come they didn't give it to her?
I think it was just too big a budget.
Oh, okay.
You know, they needed a starlet.
Oh, right.
So,
And
And
she
she would've gotten a great
Sharon
deal.
Stone time.
yeah. And Sharon Stone is incredible in this movie.
She's really good.
She was the only one who got nominated, right?
Yeah, I think you're right. I know that I think she won the Golden Globe.
Yeah. She is not an Oscar winner, though.
No.
Let it be known.
She's never won an Oscar?
Nah.
Yeah, in fact, that's the only thing this movie was nominated for in the Oscars.
I was going to ask that later,
Yeah.
but you already gave it away, so I
Nope.
guess I don't have to. Yeah, so let's see. Ed, what else you got for us, buddy?
I mean, it depends what we want to get into. I mean,
Well, how about let's get into
when-
the parallels of this movie and Goodfellas, and how much of a detriment was that to this movie being taken seriously?
That really is a huge detriment to this movie because one of the biggest reviews thing at the time is that it's just the same movie. Like, we've already seen it, you know, and it is very, very similar. It's the same cast, same writer.
And they're even playing similar characters. Like Pesci is the hot-headed guy that beats everyone up. I did think it was, I don't know if Scorsese did this on purpose, but it's near the beginning of the scene or of the movie, and the guy that Pesci kills is Pesci's right-hand guy in this movie. The guy that Pesci kills in Goodfellas, the famous scene, Am I a Clown?
Yeah.
He's his right-hand
what's his
guy.
name?
So, I forget.
Something Vincent, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's sitting at the bar with him in the beginning of this movie when
And he kills him.
hauls off and kills a different guy, but he's sitting right behind him. I don't know if
and
Pesci kind of was being
he's
cheeky
the one
there.
who kills Pesci in the end.
And he's the one that kills Pesci in the end. But I just thought it was funny because at the bar, Pesci beats up another dude at a bar, freaks out on another dude at a bar for disrespecting him, or his friend anyway. And that guy was sitting right there. I was half expecting him to turn around and wallop that guy, you know.
Well, and then
What's that guy's name?
Frank Vincent.
His real name.
His real name is Frank
shit.
Vincent.
Oh, okay.
Frank Marino is his character name.
Oh, right.
And Pesci beats the shit out of him in Raging Bull.
Wow.
Yep.
So they've got a long,
Have you seen
long
Raging
history.
Bull, Bryce?
Yeah, I have. A while ago. It was pretty good. I could use a rewatch, but I have seen it in my younger years. Saw it when I was 5.
But getting into the violence in this movie, we talked about it a little bit, but there is, it is definitely more violent than Goodfellas, just with the brutality of the beatings.
Yeah, it's a little more brutal.
And the
sure.
the head in the vice scene, which comes straight from the book, but it's like an unrelated to the main story thing. It was some people were pressing this other guy for information, and they put it in there. And Scorsese put it in there with the idea that the ratings board was going to make him cut shit So he's like, in order to get that R, I'm going to put this Vice scene in there that I could cut way back when they want me to cut stuff, and then everything else will seem less.
Yeah.
And the ratings board didn't really have a problem with the Vice scene.
Right. I mean, the Vice scene wasn't. He didn't like.
Well,
I don't know.
He ended up cutting it a little bit himself.
Okay, yeah.
But I mean, when you see that guy's eye pop out,
yeah,
you know?
yeah. I don't know. There was just, I don't know, the bash in the, which hand do you count with?
Yeah.
Or whatever. Which hand's easier to count with? The right hand. All right. Bash his right hand. Boom. And then you're just like, ooh. And then he brings out the chainsaw and he's like, you can get the hammer and the money, or you can walk out of here and not get the hammer. Like, that was such a great fucking scene.
That guy, the one who like leaves at that point, he's credited in the credits as a winner.
Oh, really? Yeah. Oh, that's funny. What do y'all think? Better than Goodfellas or no?
Here's the thing. This is the after Goodfellas, Martin Scorsese was looked at as this one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
like all of his other movies started to feel like a lead up to Goodfellas, and everything else after had to live up to it.
Yeah, right.
That's the thing. And it was the same thing when The Irishman came out, and similar thing to when The Departed came out. It's like Goodfellas just kind of landed him at that,
peak.
at the tippy top of, basically, that announced him as one of the best directors. And so I think expectations following that, especially a gangster movie with Robert De Niro and Joe Pesci, similar cast and setup. I mean, it's hard not to make those comparisons.
Of course,
especially with
like
the same
Irishman.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just different feels in a way. I mean, it's still very much a Scorsese film. It's very much a gangster film, but it, like, with the voiceover and the fact, I mean, he says it's like one of his movies that just doesn't have a plot to it, and it definitely feels like that, but you're kind of caught up with the whole story. You're watching this relationship that from the get-go, is trouble, but you have to sit there and watch it tear itself apart.
Well, and that's one thing that I was thinking about watching this movie now, and then thinking about The Irishman. And, I don't think Scorsese would ever go for it because he would just have to change his whole mindset. But with the way films are made now and the way that movies are consumed, and, film on like that comes out in movies that come out in movie theaters compared to streaming movies, so he's already done that. He's already had Irishman be a streaming, but with Irishman and with Casino, I could see him making them a little bit longer, same quality, does it the same way, but turning it into like a 4 or 5 episode like mini series.
Yeah.
And like it would be so easy to cut it in that way where you're not really making it for television per se, because you could get it on Netflix or get it on HBO or something that you don't have to edit it for commercials. You don't have to do that act break. And with the way people watch things now, you don't even have to set up each individual episode. You could really just kind of do an hour at a time, or an hour and 10 minutes. Like, they don't even have to be the same length episodes. So I think that if he wants to do more of these kind of things, if he tilted his way of looking at it, instead of looking at TV as not being film, he could make that way,
Yeah.
But
no, I mean, totally. And I mean, you feel like he's tried that with those shows.
Well, but he didn't.
Vinyl.
Yeah, but he didn't direct every episode.
No.
And that script was just shit. That
what show are you talking about?
Vinyl.
Yeah, I think we talked about this the last time.
Yeah.
Like when we did Irishman or something.
Yeah. Well, you could just do a 4-part miniseries and not have to cut anything out, especially with Netflix. They're not going to censor him. and just fucking put them all up as episodes, and people will binge the fuck out of it, and then not complain about how long it is, which Chase just said. But yeah, I mean, it's as simple as that.
Well, and we were talking
Hey, Marty,
about it.
give us a call. We'll walk you through the process, okay,
And
you
something
son of a
that's-
bitch.
Something that's interesting that we were talking about before we got on here, Bryce and I, was that when people talk about The Irishman, they're just like, oh my God, it's 3.5 hours long.
Yeah, which
That's
is like-
bullshit. But then you're like, oh, have you seen the Tiger King? It's 7 hours long. No, they're like, they don't worry
Yeah.
about the length because it's episodes.
Or they're like, oh, new season of Ozark. I binged the whole thing in
Yeah.
one day. That's 10 fucking hours. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So
Without a complaint, you know.
I've never really understood that. I mean, it's because it doesn't have an end credits halfway through.
yeah.
Right.
I mean, it's the same.
Yeah.
It is the same thing. Like,
Right.
I'll try and watch a movie, and Sarah will say, "No, I don't feel like a movie," and then we'll go and watch 3 hours of some episodic shit.
Yeah.
Right.
And I was just like, okay, well, I learned nothing by watching the same comedy show.
Right.
Like
I mean,
6
maybe it's
episodes back to back.
it could just be just a human condition thing that,
No, it is now.
I mean,
Because
well,
streaming-
yeah, I mean,
it is
knowing
now
that
a
you're-
condition.
yeah, knowing that you're going to have a break though, you know,
And that's
and that
I
it's
guess
up
so.
to you to take it, right?
Yeah.
Whereas with
But
a
it's also
3-hour
how-
movie, it's like, oh man, am I committing to 3 hours? Like, it's just a perspective thing that,
Sure.
you know, people are
And
weird
it's also
with.
how things are advertised these days. And with Netflix, when you have, you know, they don't release just one episode, release the whole season at a time, and every episode ends on a cliffhanger. It's just like, yeah, okay, well, might as well roll on to the next one. Here we go.
Right.
Everything is produced to be bingeable, as far as Netflix goes. Anyway,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or even Hulu. And
I mean, that's just like the general formula these days. I feel like it's the more you draw people in, the longer they're going to be on there, and then they'll seek out the next show or whatever
yeah.
to binge. So
Especially now.
Right.
Everybody's at home. So,
yeah, exactly. No, no, I fucked that saying up.
yeah.
Don't come back to me again. Sorry, I was gonna say like no stern. Oh my god, I can't.
All right, if you mess this up one more time, you're off the show forever, dude. We're cutting your fucking stream right now.
No stone left unturned.
Oh,
He got it.
When the
Just
press-
by the tip of his
Just
prints.
by the
Just
tip.
by the tip of my prints.
We love it. We love it. Whoa,
Excuse me.
get that fucking shit away from me, dude. Jesus, this fucking guy over here coughing on me.
I got a dry mouth.
That's why I
dry
wear the
throat.
mask, folks.
Anyway,
Okay. Let's see. What else is there? What other notes do you got for us, Ed? Or do you want to? Have we talked it out?
I mean,
there's a lot more to it.
there's so much to cover, and it's more
What
like
about some behind the
the thing
scenes
is,
shit?
it doesn't have those moments like there's no climax involved.
Yeah.
It's really just like how things end up in a way.
Do you really feel
Some of
like
the
it's
deaths
plotless
are really
though?
brutal in this movie, and that's something that always stuck
Yes. Okay, so let's talk about the Pesci death, dude. That shit was fucking brutal and awesome.
out. I remember the first time I saw that was just like something that really
dude,
like stuck with me after watching it.
scar you.
It's- Yeah, worse than the fucking the guy in the Vice and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
It was rough. Like him,
Fucking
like when they had him
brutality.
watching his
Yeah,
brother
like,
get
why-
beaten to death.
And he's like,
And
he's
you think
still
it's
breathing.
just like
He's still
these-
breathing.
Yeah.
It's like these old guys with a bunch of aluminum bats or whatever.
Yeah.
And then
But
when
you still you feel every fucking hit.
and then
Yeah.
at one point, the Frank guy has picked up the other guy's bat, and he's got two bats in one hand. and
Yeah.
he's hitting him. So at that point, it's just like you're not even doing anything anymore.
Yeah.
This is awful.
Yeah. And one of them was like bent at a certain point, I feel like.
Yeah.
Did y'all notice that?
Oh well, yeah. When he actually hit him,
Yeah,
you can tell it was like a rubber bat.
Right,
Yeah.
right. But that shot of the beat up Pesci
In the
with his
grave.
face all bloated and he's still breathing laboriously, like, oh man, that's like some shit you would see on Rotten.com or something, you know?
Yeah.
Shout out to the 2000s kids.
Now that little breathing body of Joe Pesci in the grave that they're burying, that's an animatronic.
Right.
It's a puppet.
But yeah, and then the fact they buried him alive, like that's one of the most brutal on-screen kills.
And
ever,
it's not
right?
even technically an
It's not even
on-screen
you don't
kill.
see him die.
Yeah.
You just see him get buried.
Being
but,
smothered. Yeah, that's
God,
just
that
like a
shot of his
horrifying
face.
way.
I think that moments like that, like, kind of made it's. I don't know. I kind of felt like this movie was a little less pop and a little more gritty than Goodfellas.
Yeah, well,
and
even
it's
the-
something that I appreciated.
Even the
about it.
scenes where the scenes where Ginger is like fucking lost it.
Oh my god! Yeah, when she's crazy
and
as
the
shit,
fucking
like
kid
ramming the.
or when she ties her kid up and
Oh
she's
my God.
in the bar or the restaurant where Joe Pesci is. She goes, "I'm gonna be back before she wakes up." It's like, but you're not.
But you're not.
You're
I
not.
know. That was so fucking.
It's
sad,
fine.
dude.
What was it? No, her excuse was the babysitter couldn't get there in time.
Yeah.
So you
tie
tied
her
your
up,
kid to a bed.
and then
And then when they're fighting, you can see the kid watching from across the street.
yeah, and De Niro like trying to keep his cool.
Yeah.
And then the whole interplay of, I'm banging her, like Pesci's banging her now, and so he's protecting her. But then he flips on her because it's bros before hoes, of course. I mean, come on.
Well, she's
And
just
then,
like,
No, I'm just kidding.
and
But
then
he
drags her out.
Yeah, he bros before
That
her
shit's so
hoses
funny.
her. And then she's lost her fucking mind. But she lost her fucking mind in the first place.
And I love that scene when
And she does so
I take a half of one of these for
Yeah.
real pain.
Yeah. But Sharon Stone just does so good at like of portraying that person that you feel the tension. For
Like-
real, they don't know what to do with this lady because she's
Such
so
a
fucking,
damaged piece of shit.
I mean,
So
she's an addict. Like
a
it's
completely damaged,
total damaged
yeah.
addict. Like
yeah,
she's
and out of her fucking mind, and they're just like, "What do we do? You're like,
And-
what the fuck can we do?"
and just like she told De Niro's character at the beginning, Ace at the beginning, like she really does love Lester the pimp.
right,
Yeah.
but she only loves him because the dude fucking pimped her and groomed her.
Yeah.
from a young
Yeah.
age.
Oh,
so
yeah.
she doesn't even understand
100%.
what love is, which
No.
is why she can never love De Niro, who's trying to give her everything. You can,
Yep.
show her a nice life. But and then you saw her fate. I mean,
Well,
her
and
whole
how-
story was such a
But
great
also
arc
how
and
capable
touch to this movie.
of actual love would De Niro be? Like the
Well,
way
that's
that
another
he tries
thing
to
is that
do it is
he
not
thinks
necessarily
that he thinks that giving gifts is what
Yeah.
means loving
is
you.
going to win her.
Right,
Yeah.
but he was also not like you can't love a person if you're constantly breathing down their neck and
Yeah.
here's a beeper. I need to know what that's not love either. So he was like it was just a
It was a time bomb.
A time bomb and a bad match and it was not going to end up well and it doesn't. But Scorsese does a great job of portraying it, and then the actors do a great job of playing. I thought Stone and De Niro were magic. Okay, and I hate to sound like a movie reviewer here, but they were magic on the fucking screen, dude. They were magic on the screen. I was watching the screen with those two together. I said, "What am I watching, David Blaine? This is magic." Okay, I couldn't believe the things that they were pulling out of each other, and I wonder. If there's any did they like working with each other or what?
I mean, this was the sixth time they worked together. So
Stone and De Niro?
Oh, I was thinking the other. No, yeah. I don't know.
No, but I remember I read that Sharon Stone had said that she had always wanted to work with De Niro.
Yeah,
prior to this movie.
Yeah, she told her acting coach when she started working with him that she wanted to get good enough to work with De Niro.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
So,
wow.
Yeah, she and
I
she
hope
really
that they liked each other.
She really liked
personally.
working with Pesci. I know that.
Oh wow!
And it's just she really.
I mean, Pesci, dude.
She threw herself into this role,
and Pesci is so
Totally.
good too, man. Like when Pesci had to be the sweet talker with her,
Mm-hmm.
it was weird seeing that because you don't really view Pesci as that kind of guy, but he could really turn that on when he had to.
Yeah,
he was so good at being kind of that just a sweetheart, but is also a sleazeball.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things
Pesci is just so great, man.
That's one of the
so
things about this movie.
He's
is
so
that there's-
underappreciated too, isn't he? Is Pesci
don't think
underappreciated?
so.
I don't think he's underappreciated.
Has he ever won an Oscar?
At that, yeah, He won
has?
Best Supporting Actor for Goodfellas.
Yeah, but
He
He has
did?
one of
Oh.
he has one of the shortest acceptance speeches.
What was it?
It was like, it's my privilege, thank you, and then walked off stage.
yeah,
Well,
but he is. It's not that he's appreciated as much as it is. He's under. Like people don't expect him to
5'6".
be as good. Yeah, and he is under like 5'2".
Underutilized.
I was gonna say. Yeah, I was gonna say he's
Well,
has the
listen,
shortest
there's
acceptance speeches and shortest statures.
yeah. Listen, he's not. Listen, so is fucking Tom Cruise. All right.
Yeah.
So there's
But
nothing wrong with that.
the thing I was going to say about the movie is every performance in this movie, not one of them feels like a performance. It all
Yeah.
does feel real. Nobody looks like they're trying. Nobody feels like they're trying. Nobody's like really acting.
Yeah.
And like I don't think these people are like this, you know? Like,
right.
But I mean I've never met them obviously, but you know, it feels
Yeah.
natural. It feels
I feel
real.
like Joe Pesci is like way more of a Zen dude and real person than his like more famous. Oh, and speaking of that, I imagine he really. Did you know he has a solo album? Did you know he has a fucking
Yeah.
album?
Yeah.
Did you know this? Ed?
It's in the character
He has
of
a what, sorry?
my
He has an-
cousin Vinny.
He has an album.
Because the wise guy.
I did not know that.
Yeah. He did a whole like leisure album kind of as a character, if not the character from My Cousin Vinny, it's a character inspired by that, and like he has a song on the album about that character.
No. He has an album from the '60s of covers where he was trying to be a singer.
Oh, but
Yeah, like a real genuine.
Oh, this
I'm
was like-
trying to be a singer before he became an actor.
the one I'm
album.
talking about is like crooner raps.
No. It was him. He did a cover of "Gotta Get You Into My Life," Beatles song. Thank you very much. He does covers of like a whole bunch of different shit, and it is wild to hear him. Like he's trying to be Frankie Valli. He's called Little Joe Sings. He was called Little Joe, like dead serious. And it's like Little Joe Sings Pop or something like that. It's from like 1967 or 66 or some shit.
Are you still powdering your...
Sorry.
Oh my god.
Yeah, give us a little taste of
Hold on,
that.
it's a commercial. I'm going to give you a taste of Wise Guy.
Not long enough for YouTube to boot us off. Oh, this is Wise Guy? No, play the real one.
You got to hear this.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I imagine it's something like Leonard Cohen or something.
You can hear this, right, Ed?
Ditches that'll get you.
Yeah.
It's a ditches that'll get you. Seen only before they start dealing. All about respect and intellect. Only mess with the women that pick up the check. Two supermodels, one on each. Hey, I don't drive by. I'm a wise guy. I just stop by with a couple of guys, and I take your eyes. What? I'm a wise guy. What? I'm a wise guy.
Damn. I want to fuck to that.
That's a whole album.
Damn.
Oh
dog.
man,
Yeah.
that's like a Will Smith album.
Or
Wow,
more.
that is an insult to
actually,
Will Smith.
It's actually closer to Shaquille O'Neal. when he
Yeah,
did his
yeah.
rap album.
Or it's actually closer to fucking William Shatner doing Rocket Man is what that's closer to.
Oh man.
See if you can find some of his from the 60s of him, like it's called like Little Joe Sings or it might just be called Little Joe Sings, but it's fucking wild, dude. He has a pretty good voice. It's like really not bad at all.
I guess it's kind of what you would expect, but also just bizarre. at the same
Yes,
time.
exactly. And also
Like-
just it's kind of interesting to find out he tried to be a singer before. I mean, it's a legit it was released
Yeah.
by a record label.
I mean,
he
I'm
got
looking
signed.
at it right here.
The cover of "Gotta Get You Into My Life" is pretty good. Yeah, this is it.
I would find there
Listen to him go.
another road where maybe I could find another kind of mind there.
Listen to little Joe go.
Ooh, then I suddenly see you. Ooh, did I tell you I need you every single day of my life.
Oh man, that's crazy.
It's called Little Joe Sure Can Sing.
Oh, that's it. Yeah. Little Joe.
It's like a little
fucking-
Jersey boy or something.
Yeah, exactly. Like they were trying to hype him up as a.
So I
they're
did
like, you
not
can be
know
the
about
next
that.
Frankie Valli.
I knew about
Yeah,
the.
That's pretty fucking
I
wild,
knew
right?
about the Wise Guy album. I did
Right.
not know about that.
I heard about that because I heard like some Beatles group posted like,
oh yeah, he did.
Joe
He's
Pesci.
got the Fool on the Hill on there.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Crazy. Well, it's like finding out when Christopher Lee had a Christmas rock album.
It was a death
Wow.
metal. Yeah, he did like
Death
this
metal
death
rock
metal
album.
rock
Wow.
album when he was 101 or something.
What?
Yeah. It was
Really?
like-
Weird.
yeah, it was right after Lord of the Rings.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wait, he was that old when he did Lord of the Rings?
No, he wasn't
he-
that old at that point. But
No, he died. He died.
He was pretty up there.
Yeah, he died at like 103 years old or something.
That's Kurt. That was Kirk
But
Douglas.
no, yeah, he actually was 103.
Yeah. Man,
But-
could you imagine living 100 fucking years? Jesus Christ.
I know
That's so long.
somebody just died yesterday or today.
All my
that
troubles
was
seem so-
104. She was in Gone with the Wind, like
Wow.
old Hollywood.
Wow.
But yeah,
Wow.
He died. He actually died aged 93.
yeah, and in
Ah.
June of 2015. So he was up there.
All
But
right.
yeah, he's I love Christopher Lee.
Okay, so
Yeah, so
you give us some
Anyway,
numbers.
Back to
or-
Casino.
back to Casino.
Yeah.
I don't know how you go from Wise Guy to anything else.
Yeah, that's fucking amazing.
I mean,
That's
I wish
gotta be the new
Miguel
thing. We
was
have
on
to-
this. I wish Miguel was on this because I don't remember why, but when Miguel and I were working at the office together, I introduced him to that, and for weeks he would just like text me lyrics from that.
That's awesome.
All
Yeah,
right,
I'm only fucking to that album from now on. So
it's
you can look
gonna-
forward to that bid. That's the only
Oh,
thing I'm
man.
having sex to from now on.
All right,
That beat was actually kind of fucking
it's
Fire.
something else.
yeah.
All right, so the budget for this movie was $52 million. All right,
That's it. With 1 million being clothing.
Yep.
Okay.
it came out November 26, 1995.
okay.
Or for Ed, 26 November 1995. I know
There
you
you go.
people like to do that. Now, opening weekend, what did it make?
Ed, you want to give us a guess?
In
Wear
the
a mask and
US,
you still pull it down to burp into the fucking mic. Yeah, a domestic opening weekend.
if I had to guess, I would
American
say,
domestic, not where you are.
Yeah.
I would say around. I want to say in the teen millions.
You
The
wanna
teens.
Narrow it. Give me a number, a teen.
Okay.
Give me a teen. That doesn't sound good.
He said it, folks.
Let's
Lock
see.
him up.
If I had to guess, a movie like that with Scorsese and a big lineup, it's got to be 18 to 20 million.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna go.
I might be shooting way high, probably way high.
I don't know. I'm gonna be a little bit more optimistic. I'm gonna say 27 million.
Well, Ed, your second gut instinct was correct with you shooting a little high. So, Bryce, you went way high.
Fuck.
9 million.
Oof. Bomb.
9,900,000. So it was close to 10 million.
We got a bomb, folks.
Now, the domestic gross, I'm going to give this one to you. It did not make back its budget domestically. It was a 42,512,000.
That's how much it made domestic.
Yeah, so out of
That's
15
close,
million.
though.
It's close.
It's pretty.
It's off by 10.
That's still a bomb. We
Now-
got a.
No.
On our
Okay, now
hands.
by the cumulative worldwide gross, what did it make total?
I'm gonna guess. I'm guessing that it wasn't as popular around the globe as it was in America, so I'm gonna actually say it made about 70 million
Okay.
total worldwide.
Ed?
Like 30 million worldwide, so 70 million total.
Okay.
Wait, is that
I
how we
would
play
say.
this?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd say maybe like a little closer to 100 mil. If they did close to 50 just in the US.
So you
I
think,
would say
so you're going
totally.
with 100?
I'll say 100.
Okay. You're closer, Ed. It is 116 million.
This is fucking bullshit. I hate
So
this game. I
Take my
quit.
original estimate and add it to
Come on, Chaz.
that, and I was right all along.
Yeah, there you go. That's one way to just be wrong. So don't go to a casino and start gambling on domestic grosses.
Yeah,
I'll
you're
do
no
100
Ace
million on
Rothstein,
casino.
okay?
I do like how Ace Rothstein in this movie, he kind of wins.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah,
he gets out clean,
Yeah, he can't do that anymore, but he's still off
making
picking
money.
winners.
Yeah.
Like he says, so
Yep.
just can't live in Vegas.
Wearing big glasses, doing his thing.
All right. Well, I think that about wraps it up. Does before we get into the rating and everything, do you have anything else you want to talk about on this movie?
Nah, I mean, I love all of Scorsese movies. This is about mid to high range. I don't know, mid range. Like, it's one of those movies that might not have that pop of Goodfellas, but I definitely.
Yeah, it's.
I can't help but get invested every time I watch it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's a good movie once you get rolling.
And it's the worst thing about this movie is that it's
Tell
not
me, Chaz.
is that it's not Goodfellas. Like that's really what it comes down to. This is a fantastic
Definitely.
movie. It's so well done. Oh, there is one thing. Now I don't know why, but there, especially earlier in the movie, he does these weird edits where like you're watching the movie and then it sort of crossfades into the same shot. And I can't tell why. And like it kind of stops after a while.
I think I noticed that too.
And I don't know why. I know it happens in the car and a few other times. And like I don't know why it does it. I couldn't find anything on why it does it. The closest thing I came to was that this was the first Scorsese film that was digitally edited. Edited. Cut. It was the one that was first digitally cut.
There you go.
Gotcha.
But I didn't know if you
So maybe
knew
that was
anything
it.
about
Maybe
that,
he
Ed.
just didn't know how to.
Did you know what I'm talking
digitally.
about, Ed?
Yeah. I mean, Scorsese being such a old-fashioned schmo, that must have been hard for him.
Well, I just don't. Do you know what I'm talking about with the cuts or the edits that I'm talking about?
Right, like processing it digitally, right?
Well, no,
Instead of, like,
in the movie, like you'll be watching the scene, and then it does this weird sort of fade into another cut, but it's still the same scene and the same frame. And I can't tell if it might not even be a different take, but it does it like in a few of the scenes, and I don't know why, but I've always noticed it. And
Like jumping from camera to camera.
but it's the same
shot.
camera. Like it's the same shot. It's the same like composition is the same frame on the same take. They don't skip any time or anything like that. It just all of a sudden it does this weird like fade into the same shot. I don't know. It's weird. If anybody out there knows what I'm talking about, I'm not crazy.
Like, I'm picturing like, and help me out here. Maybe this is one of those moments, but like picturing like kind of like when they're zooming in on that guy who's cheating at cards. Slowly but surely, it's the same shot, but it keeps fading into a closer shot. But it's still the same shot.
Yeah,
into, like,
yeah,
his
it's like
leg or
that,
something.
but without changing how close or how far you are from the action. Like, I know one of them is when they're driving down the strip in the car, and it's like, from like just angled from the driver or the passenger side of the front of the car, and like you're looking at De Niro, or you're looking at Pesci and the passenger, De Niro and the driver, and like De Niro's talking, and it just like fades into the same shot while he's still talking. It doesn't. I don't know. It just seems weird to me. It's something that stood out, and I don't know if it was something they did on accident or not.
I don't know.
Well, it sounds like you had a good week.
We'll have to have a special podcast on
Yeah.
it.
Well, and I know
Just that,
I know that Scorsese is famous for not giving a fuck about continuity,
Yeah.
specifically with like cigarettes and stuff. So one thing that De Niro did was that he made a conscious choice to smoke, like because his character is a chain smoker. So whenever he would be smoking, he would always keep his fingers at the same length away from the tip, like the lit tip, so it wasn't as jostling.
Yeah.
So like when he first starts, you notice it. He's got his fingers like way up on, like high above the filter or above his. He uses a holder a lot too.
Oh,
and
right,
then,
right.
Then there'll be some where it's like way further down, but it's just it makes it look interesting how he holds his cigarette.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's all I wanted to talk about. So I'm sure that was super interesting. All right, let's get the rating.
Great. Okay. Ed, you want to do the honors? You want to go first?
Sure. I mean, this is a movie I love, so rating it as such doesn't reflect as much as it does just like my scale of Scorsese movies, I guess. I'd give this one a solid 8.5.
Of what?
8.5 what out of what?
Sure. Okay. All right.
We'll try to fucking, calm the
Let's
system
say-
here, all right?
Mink fur coats.
Oh, all right. Okay. You said 8.5?
Yeah.
Okay. I, out of 10...
Or chinchilla. I think it was chinchilla.
Chinchilla, yeah. Chinchilla fur, yeah.
Sorry.
I, out of 10... Pesci blowjobs, give it.
Oh man, he gets so many blowjobs.
He does, dude.
Good for him.
I give it 9. And I'll put it this way. I give this one 9. I give Goodfellas 9.5. All right. So that's where it stands with me.
Oh, you don't give Goodfellas a 10?
No, I give Goodfellas a 10. I'm sorry. So I give this one a 9. I give this
All
one
right.
a 9.
Well, there you have it. So now we'll
I
get to
liked this
Bryce's
movie a
new favorite new segment, the Worth It.
Wait.
Oh, sorry.
No, well, we can do it like this. But, okay, say, if you want to say the words, you got to let me do the soundbite after.
Okay.
All right,
the Worth It or Worst Shit.
Is it like poop?
Yeah.
Is it
Yeah.
like a poop sound?
Yeah.
Okay. Boy, I can't wait to hear this.
All right.
Oh,
so,
we're children.
Ed, why don't you go first? I mean, I feel like
I mean, do
pretty
I have
obvious.
to say it? It's
Yeah.
it's definitely worth it.
it's definitely worth it. Yeah.
And, you give it a worth it?
I give it a worth it.
And me? Whoops.
What are you doing?
Whoops.
The soundboard is taking a bite of its own. Oh.
All right. Well, since the soundboard can't make up his mind, I give it a
There we
worth
go.
it. Worth it.
You give it a shitty cash register noise.
Oh.
All right. Well, that brings us to everybody's favorite part, the
Oh. That's right.
What's happening?
That's it.
It was just he has a soundbite for reboot recast now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was just letting the echo fade out.
Yeah.
Now,
Just appreciating my work.
Ed, you are our guest. I will let you take the reins on this since you tend to have the best ones anyway.
Well, I do appreciate
Ooh.
that.
Right on the compliment he
Thank
throws.
you. I will. I mean, I have. Do you want to do like Ace, Ginger, Nikki, and Lester?
Is that what you have?
Yeah, those are the four. I mean,
Okay, yeah.
those are the four main, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll start with Lester and work my way up to the top.
Okay.
It's hard to beat James Woods because, man, he plays sleaze so well in
Yeah.
this movie. So the first two that I thought of, and I guess this really depends on who you have as Ginger, but I had either Joaquin Phoenix or Johnny Depp.
Ooh,
Johnny
Joaquin's
Depp.
interesting. I like Joaquin more than
I like seeing Johnny Depp in sleazy roles.
Yeah.
Like,
Especially now with he's
where he's almost kind of
Yeah.
sleazy. Yeah.
And his look is a little withered.
Yeah,
His
definitely.
Hollywood
And
vampires.
that's what James
phase.
Wood kind of looks
Yeah.
like. He looks like he was cool maybe at a time, and he's held on to that kind of like
Yeah.
I was cool in college. I've
It's
been a
called.
pimp this long.
He was
so
he
I
was
have
cool
this
back when that
ridiculous
car
outfit.
that he's in wasn't a piece of shit.
It's
Yeah.
his.
Yeah,
It's his post. Jack Sparrow phase. You know that he
Yeah.
doesn't let go of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He played
Yeah,
Jack
totally.
Sparrow and then started walking around like this, and now it's just he seems to be stuck in that time. I guess I don't know. He still thinks it's 2004.
but I could just picture him walking around in that white outfit where he gets his ass beaten up.
Yeah.
The green
I like-
shoulder pads and stuff.
Yeah, I like Johnny Depp out of the two of those better. You know, it's you also got to think like who's going to direct this and make this a remake that would get Joaquin Phoenix to do like a 2-day part. You know,
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, sure.
But you never know. You
but
never
yeah,
know.
that's true.
Yeah, but why would Johnny
it
Depp
also
do a 2-day
it also
part?
well because he might do
yeah,
just
because he
about
needs
anything.
work,
Yeah,
son.
if anybody would be willing to hire him right now,
No, he's got his band. What do you he's busy
so
with
he's
that.
busy with his band because they're doing so many gigs right now.
Listen, I love Johnny Depp. I'm not going to pile on a guy I don't know. He's
No,
going through some tough times.
Yeah,
here,
he
okay?
definitely is, which is getting no press, by the way.
Good. That's good.
No, the fucking lawsuit that he's going through right now.
Yeah.
With his ex-wife.
I mean,
Well, he's suing a tabloid in London or in the UK
yeah, in your
right now
house.
for
Sun.
fucking him over. Yeah, and like shit's coming out. It's
it's dirty.
he should win. It'd be great.
Hey,
But
yeah.
anyway, so you say Johnny Depp. I like that. I thought Sam Rockwell.
I'm going with that one.
I like
Fuck
Sam
your
Rockwell for
Zed.
that too.
I definitely like that. For Lester,
Yeah, for Lester.
yeah, I like that a lot actually.
Bryce, you have anything to add?
Because he could just
I like Sam
pull
Rockwell.
that.
What,
Yeah, I kind of prefer that. He plays a better bum.
yeah.
Like
And one that you like the way he does it, I feel like you would like him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he could,
It's almost
if
like-
he does it like the Galactic Emperor or whatever.
Zaphod
in,
Beeblebrox.
Yeah, if he does it like that, then it would be like even more perfect. Obviously, he wouldn't have like a southern accent, but
Or
that
two
kind of same
heads.
swagger would be perfect.
Yeah.
So I'm going with that, Sam Rockwell.
All right. So
I like that.
what do you got
Nikki?
next?
all right, so I had one choice for this, and I actually just texted you both the picture of the actor.
Wait,
'cause
what is
I
the
imagine his name is Eddie.
Get a load of
Marsan,
this, people.
what
Okay.
character?
for Nikki, Joe Pesci's character.
Oh, okay.
Eddie Marzan is a pretty well-known English character actor.
Oh, I recognize
That's
him.
not bad.
Yeah, he's in a lot of stuff. He's I know he's in the show Donovan.
Ray
he-
Donovan.
Yeah, Ray
He
Donovan.
can do an
sorry.
American gangster accent.
He can. He was actually in Gangs of New York.
Yeah.
He was Jim Broadbent's
Well,
secretary.
Yeah, but that wasn't, like Italian mobster accent.
Well,
that
he's,
was-
done,
Well, he's an actor.
he's definitely done a lot of American
Yeah,
roles. I can
he's-
say that, and he's
yeah.
pretty good.
I'm
And
gonna
all
have
of
to-
those,
I'm
all
gonna
of
have to
those,
bring him in for a screen test, okay? But we'll see.
Yeah.
all of the classically trained British actors can learn accents, even if they haven't done them.
And we do it well.
Well, some do it well, some don't.
Do your British,
Mo-
or
the
do
more
your,
classically
do your
trained, the better.
mobster accent, Ed.
I'm not going there. I'm not going there.
Come on, Spagul.
You fucking motherfucker, you. I gotta
See,
go.
you sound like Pesci with the weird R's.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one is it. I like that. I mean, I'm trying to get somebody in my head that's that short and angry, and
And
it's
Eddie
Tom
Marsan
Cruise.
is pretty short.
Yeah.
And he plays angry well.
yeah, he does. Tom Cruise is not right for this at all.
But he's
Just-
short and angry.
He's not angry usually,
Well-
but he's also just not right for
He
it.
can play angry.
I did actually consider Tom Cruise for Lester. That did cross my mind.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Just some.
interesting.
Can you imagine Tom Cruise strutting around in that outfit?
Yeah, in the white one.
Yeah,
Just like swatting away a little girl.
What would he say?
and I think it would totally be funny if he was like shorter than Ginger.
What would Tom Cruise's line be?
He would probably say,
Show me the cock.
Could you hear that, Ed? Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Show
I
me
did.
the cock.
That was like an abortion of a sound clip. Damn.
It was an edit. It was a good edit from Chase, okay? Ed,
Yeah,
you
I
give
heard that
classic.
you give Chase his fucking credit.
I just don't have anybody better for the Joe Pesci
It's a
role.
tough one. Joe Pesci is always a
Pesci's
tough
hard, dude.
And it's one of those things with this one. The same problem I'm having with De Niro is that not only were these two so iconic in these roles, and they were also written for them. Like, I know that they're based on true people, but like Scorsese was like, I'm making another movie. I'm putting De Niro and Pesci in it. Let's do this one.
De Niro is always a big part of the collaboration too. I feel like,
Yeah.
like with, I mean, pretty much all the movies, Taxi Driver, Raging Bull, like he brought a lot of those stories to the table for Scorsese, I think. Right?
Yeah. Well,
like
and he
Raging
got
Bull,
him, and he also
he
got
found
him. He found The Irishman.
right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, it's definitely, and I think that's just why it works so well. And it feels so natural. It's like these guys are born into these characters.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, they're almost the same characters, but yeah, everybody has their own nuances. Joe Pesci just manages to kill it by being a raging hothead all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so I
My
just don't.
daughter's trying to break into the room.
I just don't have a Joe Pesci. Well, we can cast your daughter as Nikki Santoro.
Yeah, that'll work.
She can do it.
We'll do
That'll
that.
work. Same height.
Same height. Oh, well, do you have anybody for that?
No. So
Let's
I'm not
move
gonna
on.
try.
So Ginger McKenna.
I had, again, two options. The first one, who I think could really knock it out the park, is Anne Hathaway.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
I wasn't
And
thinking
I'm
of that.
enjoying
I
this
hate
because
Anne Hathaway.
Miguel's not here. Yeah, everybody hates Anne Hathaway. I
Anne
know.
Hathaway.
I don't. I don't.
if
I don't
Miguel
think
was
she's
here-
bad, but
I don't
hate
get why
her.
people hate her.
I don't get it either. I think she's a very talented actress, and I think she would really sink her teeth into this kind of trashy role. Like, she would pull off the glamour and the beauty of
have you ever,
Ginger.
have you ever seen
But also-
Havoc?
So someone's got a crush on Anne Hathaway.
Yeah,
huh?
I've seen Havoc.
Yeah.
Have you seen Les Miserables?
Yeah.
Have you seen The Devil
She-
Wears Prada?
Yeah.
Fucking,
Anyone,
I have.
anything else?
What's her name? Martin. What's her name?
And she could be a blonde too.
What's her fucking name?
Margot Robbie.
No.
Who are you trying to say?
Marvin. Not Marvin.
Marvin's Room.
Marvin?
No, the lady in Devil Wears Prada.
Meryl
Streep.
Streep.
Marvin.
Yeah, Marvin.
Marvin Streep.
Yeah, she kills it in Devil's Wear Pradas.
Yeah, The Devil's Prada.
She's good in that movie.
Yeah, she was nominated for an Oscar for that movie.
Chase is so happy that I said that.
All I could hear is your mask rubbing across the microphone thing constantly.
this?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And I keep thinking I was like, man, why am I breathing so hard? I am out of shape, and it's your mask.
It's not me.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So Anne
The other
Hathaway,
one-
that's an interesting one. So what's the other one?
Jessica Chastain.
Oh,
And she's
Yeah.
a real life Ginger, but
Yeah.
she could also be a blonde.
I kind of like Jessica Chastain. I kinda like that.
She's also a very talented actress, and she would also get to that kind of ferocity
Yeah.
that Sharon Stone did.
I mean, my thought was, obviously Margot Robbie is a little too on the head for this, just because I say her a lot
bit.
right now, which is
And
annoying.
she's
to
been
a lot
in a
of people.
Scorsese film.
Yeah, she's done it, but maybe Charlize Theron. Although she might be
Too old. Huh?
She might be too old. Yeah, she's.
She honestly crossed my mind too. I just thought, because. I don't know, and I hate to be ageist.
Yeah, well, but like that's the job of casting. Like we're playing the casting agent, and that's not ageist and all that kind of stuff. Like you're casting a person, you know.
Yeah, if we were doing it in the earlier 2000s, absolutely.
But and I was also thinking, like, she hasn't really done that role before that I could think of. She's played a lot of different things, but not like.
I mean, yeah, she's got great range. I mean, just look at Monster,
and so does Margot Robbie. But so does Jessica Chastain.
I feel like Margot Robbie would be a little too fragile.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. I don't know how to put that because she's played like some trashy roles before. I don't know. I just don't feel her for this.
Well, what do you?
Because there's a bit of I don't know.
What do you have,
I like
Bryce?
Jessica Chastain halfway.
Yeah, I like Jessica Chastain because like I haven't seen her. Like she's worked a lot, she's done a lot, but I would like to see her do something big like that. You know?
Yeah, I think she could rock it.
I haven't seen Jessica Chastain in anything. I don't think
it's very possible. Yeah.
She's great.
I mean, I like Anne Hathaway in that actually. I don't know if she could get as wild as she needs to get, though.
Oh, she can get that.
Yeah, you think she could get that angry though?
I think she could do that better than she could do some things that she's done successfully.
I mean, honestly, yeah. No, I totally think.
I think she would love to lose control. In a movie.
She's played an ex-drug addict in Rachel Getting Married.
Yep,
and she was good in that. I think she could totally pull it off. Honestly. I have no doubt.
Well, I'm going to go with that then. Yeah. Because I don't think I have anybody else.
I think it's also great because you don't like her character. You're not supposed to really like her.
Yeah.
And
you kind of
already hate
it. And Anne Hathaway has got that going for her already.
Yeah, I think. Yeah,
I'm just glad that Bryce didn't say what's her name that you say all the time now from Ozark.
Yeah, I did think of that. I did consider that, and she could do that. But no. Julia Garner.
Yeah, the little girl in that.
But
the little blonde girl.
She's too young.
Yeah. That's what I was going to say. Too young.
Too young. So.
All right. So I did not have Robert De Niro. I did not have a Sam.
I did, but I think I have one that I used for The Irishman, but I think it would still work here. Since it's playing.
I fucking dare you to say it, you son of a bitch.
Oscar Isaac.
I was thinking that. Who did we say is a good... Was it him that we said was a good Robert De Niro?
I think so.
Or someone that looks like him. There was some like unknown guy.
But I also think he would be great just as Ace or Sam, whatever you want to call him. Yeah. Personally, that's just me. But
he is really good.
Well, is there an actual Jewish person that is famous and at the right age that could play
I think
it?
Oscar Isaac actually might be Jewish.
Oh, because that was the one thing, like trying to believe Robert De Niro as a Jewish guy and not an Italian mobster.
Is he not Jewish? I don't really know.
He's not.
I mean, De Niro is not a Jewish name, but...
Yeah, I don't know. But when you're so used to him being an Italian mobster or an Irish mobster... I don't know. He screams Italian more than anything. So trying to like believe him as like a Jewish guy, it was kind of weird. But I don't know. Oh, we didn't even talk about Kevin Pollak.
Oh yeah, Kevin Pollak is in this.
Yeah,
and Don Rickles.
Yeah,
Scorsese in this movie particularly, and in a lot of movies, he is one of the ones that likes to cast comedians in non-comedic parts. And I know. God, what's his name? I'm losing it. The director of Informant does that too a lot.
Steven Soderbergh?
Yes. Steven Soderbergh does that a lot. And I like it if it works, you know?
No, yeah, it's
like
great.
If this movie was made now, Mark Maron would be in it somewhere.
Right.
Oh, man. Mark Maron would be good.
Rickles was great in this.
Mark Maron would be a good Lester too.
Yeah, actually.
Now that I think about it.
Yeah.
I like that too.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't know, De Niro. I mean, I don't know. I think Oscar Isaac is too young. So I say no to that one. But do
I'm
I
not
have
in
a
love with it, but
replacement?
see, that's
I
the
don't
thing.
know.
I can't shit on it with and be like, no, you're wrong, and I have nothing to throw back at it.
Man.
You know, but maybe no, like
Let me go
I'm
to my
looking up
top
Oscar
100,
Isaac real
okay?
quick.
Just let me go to my most popular celebrities, okay? Let's see. Let's go with
I got it.
who?
Ashton Kutcher.
Shoot yourself. Put your
I don't
put your
know,
head
that's not
in a
bad.
vice.
Why not? Why not?
Yeah,
Does he suck?
What, are you being serious?
yeah. That was just
People don't use him anymore because he does TV shows now instead of movies or something?
he always.
Well, he always did TV shows,
Yeah.
but
He's not. There's nothing wrong with him, but he's not like good.
He's a terrible actor.
Right.
Yeah, he
O-
knows it.
Oscar
He knows it. He's made his money,
Oscar
and now
Isaac
he
is
spends it in
41.
other ways.
I don't think he's too young.
No, he's definitely not too young. But again, you know, this goes into the thing that we were talking about before, and I think it was with you. At least it has been before. Is that people look different now? Like 41 doesn't look as old as it did when De Niro was 41.
sure.
You know.
I mean, I would hate to say it, but I thought of Henry Cavill, but that's not going to work.
No.
Hold on, where was he? Tom Hardy.
I mean, he just
Maybe.
mumbles too much. I just don't see him delivering those voiceovers.
Christian Bale.
No,
What? Why not?
just too much. It's just not right. Ed, are you there or
Well,
you just
then-
freeze?
I'm here. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna have to go with
All right.
Grant Imahara, R.I.P.
You're going to
What?
cast a passed away
Yep.
robotics expert.
in memory of.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going.
And the Don Rickles part will be played by Regis,
Regis
Philbin.
Philbin.
Yeah.
Shot
Oh,
COVID 5.
Is that too soon?
Yeah.
No, I
he
mean,
died.
well,
Did you know that?
No, I did. I
Oh.
was just for like, wait.
Well, by the time this comes out,
That was like yesterday.
yeah,
Yeah.
by the time this comes out, it'll have been like
Like a month.
A month.
Yeah.
Fair
But
enough,
also, I
yeah.
mean, R.I.P. Like that's not disrespecting Regis. Philbin.
No, we've talked about a lot of people that are dead.
Yeah. We talked about you
As we
playing fucking "Give Me Shelter" at my open casket
Yeah.
viewing.
Oh, that was one.
Yeah.
That was one thought I had watching this movie. It was like right at the beginning, there was a shot, and I was like, "Wow, like half or like 2/3 of the people in this shot are dead." And like throughout
Yeah.
the movie, you can keep going. You're like, "Yeah, these people are all
Yeah.
dead." Hey, shout out to Scorsese's mom for making an appearance again.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, this was
Yeah.
her last role, right?
Yeah, I think
She
this was
died.
her 9th and final role.
Oh, she's a regular Stanley of the Scorsese universe.
yeah, except she. Yeah, well, I guess you could say he kind of played the same
she
character.
created Scorsese and then got to be in all of his movies.
There you go. Yeah, that totally
That's
makes
right.
sense.
So there.
In the Scorsese
Oh,
verse,
shit. Yeah.
she had a cameo.
Yep. So we're at 103 minutes. Let's wrap
wrap
this
it up.
fucking baby up here.
All right.
You got a kid to attend to. So, Ed,
Yeah.
any last thoughts before we hit it with a?
No, I mean, this
NIS?
was your new experience. Did you like it? Did you enjoy it? Did you love it? You gave it a 9. So
Yeah, I love this movie. I thought it was great. All in all, I love me some gangster movies. If it's a Scorsese gangster movie, forget
All the
about
better.
it. If
Yeah.
it's a Scorsese gangster movie with De Niro and Pesci, fucking forget about it. It's gonna be good. Okay.
Yeah.
So I gave it a nice matzo ball soup. Slurp it up. It's a good movie.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think we've talked it to death at this point.
Yeah.
So,
We've beaten the bush on this movie so much it looks worse than Joe Pesci at the end of the fucking movie. Okay.
damn right.
oh,
All right. Yeah. So find us on Instagram,
Okay.
Twitter, and YouTube and Facebook at the Movie Gap. I mean, YouTube just search the Movie Gap podcast.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's about it. Let us know what you think of the reboot recast. Let us know what you think of the episode, and we'll comment on our stuff. We'll read them on some of these episodes, and we'll discuss it.
Yeah.
Ed, do you have anything to plug or add?
No, just thanks as always for having me on. I always enjoy a good Scorsese talk.
Oh yeah.
And
I'm sure we'll have you back on for Wolf of Wall Street before too long.
hell yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing Bryce talk about that. Because if you had any doubts about Leo DiCaprio, that's the movie to turn you.
It's what you keep telling me. But he's won me over with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
No, I know you've come around,
Yeah.
and that's also a great role. But that was the movie. I mean, I feel like that he probably should have gotten an Oscar for, but didn't.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because it was in the middle of the McConaughey sons.
Which we need to do Dallas Buyers Club and shit.
Do we?
Dallas Buyers Club.
Sure.
But no plugs. But always glad to be a guest on.
Thank you, Ed.
Yeah, well, we're always glad to have
having
you, and we look forward to having you back in studio one day. So,
yeah, hopefully one day, fingers crossed.
Yeah,
and we'll have to come over there to London, to Hamptonshire, and you can show us around Hampshire. We'll say,
I'll
south,
show you the tip of my prince.
Southampton Saints. Come on.
Eileen?
Come on, our Southampton Saints. Right?
No, I actually come from the posh part, so we all talk normal.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, yeah, you do have a posh accent. That is true.
Yeah.
All right.
Regular Giles over here.
Yeah, he's a real Pierce.
That's right. I mean, we sound more intelligent.
Dude, you look just like Hugh Grant, too. Have you ever heard that?
An overweight Americanized one. Yeah. Totally.
Ed's too shy, but all the girls in high school wanted to, give him smoochies because they were
wanted to tickle the tip of his prince.
Tickle the tip of his prince because he looked like Hugh Grant.
I don't know what your accent is doing, but
Hugh Grant
is getting further and further away. And on that note,
yeah,
Nom in space.